Hey guys, just checking in, and apologies again. I want this audio and videos to always be very peak, but it is what it is. But I just got this hot off the presses, so I'm going to share this. It's now been announced that Mike Flanagan will be doing an adaptation of The Mist by Stephen King. We already have an adaptation, which I thought was pretty well done, but this is definitely interesting if Mike has his own vision for The Mist. This is now an additional Stephen King adaptation. He's already done Gerald's Game, Chuck, and Doctor Sleep, which, to be blunt, I didn't really like. But then I didn't really like the novel either. It went in a very weird direction, but it's very disappointing. It actually is a sequel to The Shining, and it does continue with the characters, but King went in certain directions I found puzzling. I'll just say that, but I don't want to ruin the book. Maybe you will enjoy it. It's definitely a sequel. Good sequel. Maybe yes, maybe no. No more details, just it's announced that's his next project. He's busy now with The Exorcist. Presumably after The Exorcist, he will get started on writing and directing The Mist. No further announcement, like who are the actors, producers, so on and so forth. King's involvement, not clear yet, and so on and so forth. And it's apparently with Warner Brothers. So there we go. What to make of all this? Well, he is pretty talented, and I don't think he's bad at adapting King. I'm actually a little angry. I wanted to do Gerald's Game myself. It's a very intriguing, weird novel. That said, a lot of people are frustrated, especially if you're a Dark Tower fan, that he doesn't get started on that. I actually want to do the Dark Tower, so I hope he doesn't get started, but there we go. I mean, the Dark Tower is in a very weird place. We do have, technically, the adaptation with Idris Elba, and, there are many things you can object to, aside from the obvious questions of fidelity, but it's just a very weird film. It only really took little bits and pieces of the gunslinger, other parts of the mythology. It is an adaptation. It is a valid interpretation. But still, it was severely wanting and lacking, and didn't make any money. It was a complete failure, both critically and financially. Just was not very impressed by what it was up to. But still, one day we'll get there. I mean, I hope we get something with the Dark Tower, and King is alive, and it's actually really good, but that may never happen. He's getting on in years. And King has always been a little bit erratic when it comes to success. Some films do well critically and financially. Many do not. And if you know King himself, he's actually had a good humor about this, saying he's actually made fun of the movies himself sometimes. So there we go. So hopefully Flanagan will get it right. But again, no further news. I will post updates as they come. Am I excited? I don't know. I mean, The Mist is tricky. It's not really a short story. It's not really a novel. It's just a very long short story. It's very intriguing. It's probably one of my favorite stories with Stephen King, but it is out there. Even for Stephen King, it is quite weird. If you don't know the Dark Tower mythology, a lot of stuff will seem very puzzling, but once you understand the Dark Tower element, you'll be like, oh, that's what they did. But the essentials are that, in a weird way, humans tapped into the multiverse and created a lot of monsters and messes for themselves. And usually it's a small group of people who have to fend off these very intense terror attacks. And there's also some Looney Tunes characters. So it's a little bit all over the place. I'd have to say the movie version we got a few years ago got a few things right, but it went in a very different direction from the actual story. That's it. It was a respectable version, but given that was Frank, I think people expected a lot more, but it's decent. I would give it a chance. It's no reason to not read the story, which is not that long, but it's not super short either. So there we are. The Mist is coming to us soon, presumably in a couple years, if all goes well, and hopefully Stephen will be able to be alive to see it and wish it well. I'm curious, but I'm not yet sold. But there we are, The Mist with Mike Flanagan. It's coming.